Thanks for staying with us. We're going to now start with the punch. Senate grills CBN chiefs tomorrow as regards the cash withdrawal limits. Picture here, EFCC cautions forfeited cars, auctions forfeited cars once compliance with guidelines. Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, gridlock worsens amid road work suspension. Police launch manhunt for woman who burnt parents. Contesting presidency will diminish me, says Jonathan. End power fraud, ICPC detains Dbanj, lawyer cries foul. Buhari failed Leah Sharibu, says activist. All marketers fault NNPCL, 34 days sufficiency claim. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Okay, major headline.
Great.
So the Senate, Senator Philip Aduda of the PDP, who represents the FCT at the Senate, moved a motion for the House to debate the CBN policy on cash withdrawal limits. And what he got from the Senate president that
a pushback?
Just eat small.
Off mic?
Not off mic. Okay. That, it was too early. The Senate president thought it was too early for them to start to grill on this. But they have two reappointed deputy governors of the CBN that will be appearing before the House. And they can move that grilling to the two of them. One is Aisha Ahmed and Edward Adamu, who are reappointed deputy governors of the CBN. They also have an input on this, and so the Senate president just thinks, well, instead of us going back and forth, let's grill them on this. And that's it basically on the cash limit. But now the CBN yesterday declared on Wednesday that POS operators can get a waiver on the limits because, you know, their business requires draw of cash and all of that. So I think we're in line.
So EFCC has commenced the auctioning of 435 cars, which are all subject of final forfeitures orders in Lagos in line with the EFCC Establishment Act 2004. So these cars will be auctioned in 4 locations in Lagos. I think it's number 40 Bodilon, 15A Awolowo Road, 14 Cameron Road, and the CV Obalende Ikoyi Road. So there's the 4 places. And there's so many cars there. And they said that they've actually opened it for people to come and see on Tuesday. So the auctioning started yesterday and will continue today. So fantastic cars, nice cars. Yeah, I wouldn't take them.
Why you say they are fantastic?
Because I can see the pictures. I can see really nice cars here. There are Jeeps here. There are buses. There are. It's not Banjo. Banjo is like
what it is.
Okay, yeah. Oh, that's Banjo.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
You can saying that they're scrap.
No,
yeah, like Banjo does.
Come and buy it cheaply. Clearance.
No, but it's not. Is it cheap? When they say auction, it means that if both of us want that Jeep, we might drive the price up, which is good.
Auction is a foreign word. Anyway, auction started in England.
Oh, but it's not. So when Banjo is that I'm selling it for 2,000 naira.
I have a very
auction is different because the prices can go up based on who you have bid. So it's not really Banjo.
But we don't do bid. Traditionally, our
Jesus Christ.
Next,
can we go?
Please.
So there are 2 stories I want. One is just an update from yesterday's story about the 50-something-year-old woman who had sedated her parents and burnt them, set their house ablaze, and, her father died. They said the mom is still unconscious with serious burns. But they said that she fled the scene and the police is on the lookout for her.
How old was she again?
52.
She's the girl that did it?
Yes.
Oh!
52 is not a...
We thought yes. She's not a girl, she's a fool.
So she killed her
parents. Yes, her other siblings, her younger siblings were just as shocked. They said they were called and they heard that their
she's the one taking care of them and she got frustrated and tired.
They said they have no idea. Investigations are still going on, have no idea why she did it. But I found the second story really interesting, and it's our former president, Goodluck Jonathan, and in an interview that was published in a book by the chaplain in Aso Rock at the time of Jonathan's administration. Some of the questions he was asked about, running for presidency again. He said he would never run for presidency in this country again or run for elections. He said that as far as he's concerned, it will diminish him. He says unless like maybe a weird circumstance, something happens and he has to take up the role, but that to pick up a form, go and talk to this person, campaigning from one area to that he would not do it, it would diminish him. And he also, they asked him about, the rumors that had gone around that he had gotten a form. He said he too, he was just enjoying the drama like everyone else. That they insulted him out of office because he said he was not good enough. Today, they want him to come back, but that he's enjoying that. All he would like to do going forward, that he's already doing, is what he does around African countries that are going through issues with their democracy, go there and try and stabilize their democracy. So I thought it was quite, I thought it was quite interesting. He gave other opinions on what he thought about the different candidates, permutation and combinations, and interesting.
Yes, I want to take the gridlock. The gridlock is affecting my business. We cannot sell Mowe Road now because everybody says Mowe Road is locked down in traffic. And even though, a lot of customers don't want to go there, and even I don't want to go there because we spend hours in that traffic. The conversation has been that because we're going towards Christmas, they are going to reduce, they would, Julius Berger would stop work, they would lift the barricade, traffic would free up. It hasn't happened. They said they lifted the barricade on Monday. They said they lifted some on Tuesday. They lifted the barricade and moved it into another place, still causing gridlock on the road. So the conversation is now being that commuters are complaining that it hasn't eased traffic at all, and even it has made it worse. Now, there was something the FRSC boss, when they came here and were analyzing this thing, he mentioned that they were blocking off people from being able to follow the sides and coming in front. That side is like a full expressway, 2-lane, off the road. So the people following the legal, seemingly legal way are stuck. No movement because others are going under the bridge and joining in front.
And when they join in front, these ones there are delayed.
You know, so it's a multi-layered issue, but the first step is block those that are following that extra lane by the side, and everybody should follow the right way.
More men on ground?
I don't know.
They need more organization, more people.
The thing they are moving from the road, they should use it to go and block those sides.
Let's bring Engineer Damola Kuti.
Moving on now to Daily Sun. Senate threatens zero budgets for Villa and Ministry. Court hits Dbanj PDP hard, nullifies primaries. Air Force destroys more bandits camps in Kaduna. Britain has no preferred presidential candidate, says envoy. Atiku's rally shuts down Oshogbo as LP Guba candidate joins PDP. Second Niger Bridge opens to traffic December 15th. FD recovers 120 billion naira from proceeds of crimes. Nigeria loses $22.68 billion to oil theft orders in 2022, says NNPC. And 2023, Tinubu supporters disillusioned, abandoning APC campaign, claims Atiku. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Okay, I can start with... so it says the Minister of Works, Babatunde Fashola, has ordered the opening of the second Niger Bridge, which is reported to be 95% completed to help ease traffic during this Christmas period. But the Federal Controller of Works in Delta State, Mr. Jim Olawale, says that it's being open for only 30 days, and it's to help commuters, access it during the Christmas season, especially as the original Niger bridge is usually congested around this time. And he also said that they are working with Road Safety Corps to ensure that, there's hitch-free vehicular movement. Then he also addressed the issue. So there's news going around that government had used or had taken property in order to build that particular bridge. But he's saying that, first of all, government hasn't taken any of those properties yet, but has put out a, like a message saying that some of these properties are along that road and it may lead to us having to, use them. And so there's nothing about government not giving anyone compensation because government hasn't even acquired those lands yet. And yes, so it's good that, that
so people are just, so they preempted.
Yeah.
Because you said that my road, my house is on your way.
Yeah. Then you now went out saying that government has abandoned the compensation. Meanwhile, government has not even started.
According to
this report.
Well, according to this report.
Okay, let me take... because we've been taking a lot of the NDLE, because we're trying to let Nigerians know that the NDLE is working. And we also identify that the Air Force, the Nigerian Army too, are working. So anytime we see stories on Nigerian Air Force, so that Nigerians know that there's some work going on the war on terror. So the statement yesterday of the Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, Samuel Arua, was saying that Nigerian Air Force has continued its assault on the identified bandits camp around enclaves within Kaduna State. According to them, they revealed that there's a camp in Riyawa Igabi local government area, terrorist location in Tofa general area of Beningwari local government area. And they actually, according to them, they used the air bombardment to be able to blow up some of these enclaves. It's just an update from the Nigerian army to say that work is going on. They're supporting the ground troops with these aerial bombardments, which hopefully continue to help them to win this war on terror. Okay.
So, following the complaint lodged by the Chairman Senate Committee on Public Accounts, Matthew Uwogide, he says that the Senate has decided that about 100 agencies of the government will not be getting their allocations in the budget. According to Uwogide, they had been brought to, they've not followed up their audit. The Attorney General's office has reported that these agencies have not accounted for what was expended on them for the year 2022, and that they've summoned them. They've invited all the heads of about 100 agencies, including the Nigerian Army, the Ministry of Finance, Navy, Air Force, Police, INEC, and about even the State House, the Presidential Fleet, and all of them. But these heads of agencies have refused to appear before the Senate. So Senate have threatened all of you, no, nothing for the new budget. For you.
So the UK envoy to Nigeria visited the All Progressive Congress, APC. I think it's the office, their head office in Abuja. They had a conversation. She had a conversation with Abdullahi Ahmed Adamu, and she said that the British government has no preferred candidates, and they say they've been having this series of meetings across all the parties with all the 18 candidates, with the expectation that we want to see how we can work with parties to deliver a free and fair election. We want a peaceful political season. He also revealed that the conversation is part of the series of conversation is not to choose a particular candidate from the government, but to help to see how they can help ensure that ahead of the political season, all critical stakeholders, especially political party, understand the implication of if anything goes wrong. So that's simply what they're doing, because people were, the way social media goes out and says that they are choosing a particular candidate, they've come to say no. There are 18 candidates, and we want Nigerians to choose who they feel would be the leader. Okay,
the Nigerian Tribune. Senate expresses worry, set to debate policy that's concerning the CBN cash withdrawal limit. ICPC arrests Dbanj over alleged diversion of N-Power funds. 25 held in Germany over suspected coup plot. Protests as police inspectors shoot boy to death in Lagos. Accounts for ecological fund you collected, federal government tells governors. Reps tackle ministry over submission of budget proposal for non-existing colleges of education. Muslim ticket to set new tone in Nigeria's political landscape, and unlike APC, PDP will not fail Osun, says Atiku. Which story jumped at you?
Yes, let's look at ICPC. It's quite concerning, has confirmed the detention of Oladapo Oyebanjo, that is Dbanj, and it's over an investigation about his alleged involvement in N-Power program frauds. So the Speaker for the Commission says that there have been numerous petitions on the diversion of N funds running into billions of naira. Many of the beneficiaries have complained about the non-remittance of the non-receipt of the monthly stipends that that they've been paying.
We took it in this
okay, so they said about, in the course of their investigation, about 10 people were called to sort of answer to these questions, and Dbanj had been asked to come for months and months, and he would, but he actually walked to their office, into their office by himself, and he's been detained, and investigation will go on. They said they haven't, ICPC say that they haven't said anything more because they don't want to throw it to the media, make a media trial, but then all the stories out there, so that's why they are making a, making a statement.
I think it's important because we allegations in social media is always treated as facts. And we must ensure that we don't do that. So let us wait for the proper thing. And I remember we took the story on, many people sent us messages that they were not paid for the N-Power. They complained the federal government that is a fraud, is a scam, is a fraud. So it would be great to know that if indeed people actually diverted the funds.
Dbanj is a personality whose career is largely on his image. And he will be wrong of the ICPC if they don't have a tidy
to be sure.
Be doing this to
because we've given a fantastic suit.
IGP has inaugurated the digital central monitor registry for missing cars. So now Nigerians can now go on that portal and make drop information about missing cars from since 2018. January 1st. And, you know,
Wow.
this data, according to the spokesperson, CSP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, would help, you know, in investigations and recovery of cars.
Fantastic.
So
Okay, moving on to Vanguard. Floods. Governors should account for the ecological fund, says Minister. Ohaneze tackles Simon Ekpa over illegal declaration of sit at home. Second Niger Bridge opens to traffic December 15th. EFCC conducts public auction of 400 cars in Lagos. FG recovers 120 billion naira from crime proceeds. Airtel emerges sole bidder in the 2.5 gigahertz spectrum auction. Atiku Obi promised Nigerians better future end to ASU strike. Why we are harvesting voter identification numbers from PVCs. 1.9 trillion naira service-wide vote. Senate threatens 100 MMDAs with zero budget allocation. And NJC reinstates Justice Ofili Ajimogbogwe as FHC judge.
So,
Let me take the major
you have
headline.
that.
Okay.
It looks like
Ecological fund.
Yes,
Ah.
governors have to sit up because the searchlight is on you now. So the Minister for Environment, Dr. Mohamed Abdullahi, is saying that Nigerians should seek answers from their respective governors on what they did with the huge sums of money that they received, you know, from the Federation for the ecological challenges. He says that if that money had been put to good use, the devastating effects of the flooding that happened this period we would not have experienced it. And we also remember the federal government had accused governors of not handing over or monies to the local government.
Yes.
That's why we have poor development at the grassroots. He also talked about monies that the ministry has raised as a result of that's part of its achievement. They raised 8.7 billion internally through environmental services, and they paid that into the TSA. I just think that it's good that we're questioning. Now we know who to question for.
Exactly, and I think that social media now, because as we get more information, so if you're going to tweet now, if you have a family who was affected by the Nigerian flood that happened recently, what you need to do is let's find out from the local government. Focus on your governor. It's always easy to just say, oh, Nigeria is bad, though, there's flood. No, let us not, the president is even on that thing, but let us begin to target the right people. You are giving money for ecological fund.
Yes.
What did you do with it? That's exactly what your tweet should be about. Not just saying, oh, Nigeria is bad, though, the whole country is sinking. Come on, that doesn't do anything.
President Muhammadu Buhari also issued a
statement,
an executive order on local government funds in this country. They even passed local government autonomy as regards their funds in this country under this administration. People don't talk about it. They're saying that it's now that he's about to round up, that he's talking about how governors have been signing off on local government funds. But he did something about it, and they didn't allow it to work. They went to court.
Please, let me take the oil market story.
Justice Rita Ophelia Jumogobi has been reinstated. You know, that
you took you on that story for a long time. Yes,
that was why I have to take it.
Yes, we know.
So she's been discharged of the allegations, the charges against her since 2019. 2021, 19 November 2021. And so now the NJC has, with immediate effect, reinstated her, and the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court has also, you know, immediately dealt with the order. So
good done.
Good.
I really want to take the field story. So the former chairman of the Major Oil Marketers Association of Nigeria, Tuji Oyebanjo, has said that the oil marketers are faulting the NNPCL for the claim that they have enough fuel. That is not that we're not arguing you have enough fuel, but where is the fuel that you say you have? If you say you have enough fuel, but the fuel is offshore, then you don't have enough fuel. I'm talking about, they are accusing that we are talking about the fuel that is in the depot and available for distribution. Yeah. The fuel that NNPC is claiming they have that will last us for 34 days is on the high sea, and we cannot get it in. And that the people that were supposed to release it have said that they've rejected the crude oil. They need to do an exchange, that they've rejected it. And Port has tried to reach out to there's a new agency, NNPCL, and the NMDPRA to get a response, and they haven't gotten. That they've kept quiet on why the prices have changed. Truth is, we still do have a fuel crisis, and we don't have a sustainable solution for that crisis right now. We need the government to speak up.
Oh, that's all we can take. It's just leadership. This country just needs leadership. Who is paying attention. On the matter. That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, we want our next segment. Stay with us. We'll be right back.